Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here, and it's time for my weekly comic book reviews. This week's comics come out August 22nd, 2012. Okay, starting off from Image Comics, we have Invincible, number 94. More of Monster Girl and Robot's life in the Flaxian dimension is revealed. For this part, we're shown how they were able to lead the rebels and also take over the dimension. But back in the present day, we learn that the main invader who's invading the main Flaxian who's invading the regular universe right now, this big guy, is actually, spoiler alert, Monster Girl and Robot's son. Though he says your son, so I'm pretty sure he's implying that it's both of them, although he looks more like a Flaxian version of Monster Girl than anything like Robot. But take from that what you will. Still, I say that, this storyline does focus a lot on Monster Girl and Robot, about what happened between them, because right now we're pretty much burning time until we get to the 100th issue, because Invincible is about 6 issues away from issue 100, and we're already getting teasers about what's going to happen. It's pretty much teasing the death of, and so far, no one's specific, but we have seen photos of, like, people getting characters beaten. So far there's been Invincible, Adam Eve, Robot, Alan the Alien, and Kid Omni-Man. Those are the only ones that I can recall right now, so we're getting teasers out. And the back cover of this issue, which I can't show because it's sealed in the bag, pretty much says The Death of and Invincible 100. So basically this thing with the Flaxians and the Monster Girl and Robot thing, it's just basically, I think, building up to the issue 100, which should be out in about 6 months, and I cannot wait for that. Alright, speaking of celebrations, we move into Marvel with continuing the 50 years of Spider-Man celebration. We have Web of Spider-Man 129.1. Basically, this is kind of a short little tale, part one of a two-part story where Spider-Man's old team, the Brooklyn Avengers, needs his help to figuring out who's been apparently killing off their murderers. Well, who's been killing off their members. Sorry, I messed up there. Long day. Anyways, Spider-Man meets with the Brooklyn Avengers, he recounts like how he first met them when he was starting out, and how at first they didn't really seem like superheroes. They were more of a comedy relief team of heroes. And basically while going through like their old rogues gallery, Spider-Man's just pretty much reminded of how ridiculous this team was and how they didn't have any real enemies. So basically, Spider-Man tells the leader of the team, whose name is Sai, who has a psychic connection with who has telepathic powers and a psychic connection with his brother. He basically tells him that, this probably is nothing. Okay, the other two members obviously died of old age, because the other two members that were dead were really old, and so now basically, okay, they're all dead. It's like they're all dead naturally. You have to snap out of this, dude. There's no one coming after us. And so then Spider-Man does kind of like hang out with the rest of the team, and then when he goes to talk to Sai, he discovers that Sai's been killed, and someone really is after the Brooklyn Avengers. And it will continue next week in Web of Spider-Man number 129.2. It's not a bad story. I mean, this is kind of like a short little, untold tale of Spider-Man, like a hidden chapter of Spider-Man's history. Like before the main Avengers and before the new Avengers, Spider-Man was part of an Avengers team, but it was just not very serious in a way. That's how I can describe it. But it's not a bad story. I mean, it's only $2.99, which is great, and it's only 2 parts. Very nice. Although I am liking this better than the 2-parter we had in the Sensational Spider-Man .1 issues the last 2 weeks. So far, I'm liking it better. Next week, when I get the second part, I'll probably have a more opinion about the story arc, but right now it's not that bad. Alright, now speaking of Spider-Man's 50th anniversary, we have Amazing Spider-Man 692, which is the 50th anniversary issue of Amazing Spider-Man. Okay, and we are kicking off the storyline Alpha, in which Spider-Man gets a sidekick. Basically, the kid is from Midtown High. He's attending a science demonstration at Horizon Labs, and during the demonstration, which is coincidentally is also held by Peter Parker, it's basically Peter's experiment, something goes wrong. The Horizon Lab guy who's working for the Kingpin accidentally pretty much on purpose releases the safety triggers, and an accident with the experiment ensures, and a young teenager named Andrew McGuire gets hit with a beam of what Peter calls Parker particles, and they pretty much give the kid superpowers. And he basically gets like the standard. And after his accident, he gets examined by the superhero scientists, Mr. Fantastic, Beast, Giant Man, Iron Man. They all look him over, and he pretty much has superpowers: flight, super strength, super speed, energy projection, force fields. But here's the thing about his powers: he can only use them one at a time. But his powers are linked to the universe, so they're just going to keep growing and increasing over time, which makes Andrew, or Andy as he likes to be called, the first alpha level threat that Mr. Fantastic has to deal with. Whereas the Hulk and the Phoenix, they're all omega level. Well, he's the first alpha level. And because it was Peter's experiment, Reed Richards basically tells Peter that this is the boy is pretty much his responsibility, and so he is, because they make a deal with Andy's parents that he can be, with his newfound superpowers, he can be kind of like Horizon's own published superhero known as Alpha. And so basically, for a while, Andy is kind of like, again, like like Spider-Man starting out, he's basically like a spokesman for Horizon, and used like a promotional gimmick used in a bunch of commercials and stuff. So anyways, after hold on 1 minute. Sorry, allergies. So while this is going on, the next day when he goes back to school, Alpha kind of shows off his powers and he acts like a real jerk, and Spider-Man sees all this, and he realizes that now he has to teach this kid that with great power comes great responsibility. So one night, as Spider-Man, he sees Alpha and tells him that he wants to induct him to the sidekick program. And so Spidey starts hanging out. So Alpha goes on patrol with Spider-Man. They deal with regular robberies, supervillains, and stuff. And he's doing well. He's learning a lot from Spider-Man. But then when there's this huge threat that Spider-Man gets called to from the Fantastic Four, Alpha follows him anyway, and he's pretty much he pretty much is also caught on video, and like a bunch of news reporters catch him, and he's saying like he's Spider-Man's official sidekick now, and that this was all Spider-Man and the Avengers idea. And at this point, reads a little PO to Peter saying like, okay, now this kid is definitely your responsibility. And while this is going on, Alpha's being observed by none other than the Jackal. So the Jackal's getting ready to come back. And we don't know, and he's got big plans for Alpha. Okay, well, I have to say this isn't really a bad introduction to Spider-Man, to the Spider-Man's new sidekick Alpha. I think it is interesting how much Alpha's origins kind of parallel Spider-Man's, and how it's sort of easier for Spider-Man to sort of take this kid under his wing, since this kid is starting out just like him. And also, though, this issue is $6.99 because there are two backup stories. One which happens right after the first time Peter Parker gave up being Spider-Man, put the costume in a trash can. Some burglar found it and then put the costume on, and after a few mishaps, went to see his granddaughter dressed as Spider-Man to make her feel better because she was sick and dying. But after that, the burglar puts the costume back in the trash can where he found it. And another story, Spider-Man saves a kid. Peter's running late to giving some speech for Horizon, and then after that he finds some kid who's being bullied, and as Spider-Man he goes and helps the kid out. And then spends the day with the kid, and it's a very nice story. I have to say that this issue is, well, the backups are good. The main story is also a great introduction, so I would say this is probably not exactly worth $6. I mean, it's probably worth $5, but it's still it's very nice, and I would highly recommend this to all Spider-Man fans to get this issue because it is awesome. And 8 more issues until Spider-Man 700. That I am looking forward to. And since this book comes out twice a month, we only have to wait 4 months. Cannot wait for Amazing Spider-Man 700, I'm sure it will not disappoint. Alright, now that we've got through something awesome, let's move to something that's a load of crap. Kicking off with DC Comics, we have Superman number 12. Superman fights fake Predator, who's trying to open a portal back to his... Okay, Superman fights fake Predator. Fake Predator is trying to... The reason I'm calling this alien like a fake Predator is because he looks exactly like Predator. Okay? Superman fights him. The whole time this alien's trying to get back to his home dimension, and of course while he's doing this, the Russian, because the alien was captured by some Russian scientists, hear of this, and so they send a nuke into the facility where Superman and the alien are. And while the portal opens and Superman's dealing with this giant tentacle monster, Superman hears the missile and he's able to get out just in time before the Russians blow it up. And yeah, that's basically what happens. That's all I can say. After this, Superman's going to get taken over by Scott LaBelle. I'm really not entirely comfortable with that. LaBelle's failed to impress me so far with Superboy and Teen Titans. I just don't think this is going to do the Superman book any justice, okay? I mean, Superman has been going downhill since the New 52. That is a fact I have to accept now. It is sad, but yeah, it's true. I think probably after November, when we get through the whole super book crossover, if that still doesn't make me like this book, I'm just going to drop it altogether. And I think when Grant Morrison leaves Action Comics, I'm going to drop that too. So that'll definitely free up some space on my pull list. Okay, moving right along. Teen Titans number 12. Wonder Girl's armor still takes control of her body, but fortunately, thanks to some combined teamwork from Red Robin and Superboy, Superboy's able to get the armor off with his tactile telekinesis and get Wonder Girl's armor off. But Cassie's ex-boyfriend Diesel shows up, who also has his own set of hidden armor, and he uses it to absorb Cassie's armor. And because basically he's this whole harbinger of chaos. Harbinger of the end of the world. And basically, he says he's accepted his role as this, and Cassie should do the same. Flies off, and then Superboy and Red Robin say that, we're going to try to get this armor back and make sure and stop this guy. But Cassie says that she has to be the one to wear the armor, because if she doesn't, then a world will die. Okay, well, I think not exactly some... Well, we do know that Wonder Girl's armor is now tied to her ex-boyfriend. Still not so much about what's going on with Wonder Girl's origin. I was hoping to get to some answers by now, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait till November, because next month is Zero Month, and that's when they're going to cover Red Robin's origin. Also that Kid Flash story is continued in here, but it's not concluded. It's like 3 pages long, and it just basically says that the Dino Men Kid Flash is after are hiding in the sewer, experimenting on reptiles. That's all. End it. Okay? End the stupid Kid Flash story. At this point, you're just dragging it out, and it's ridiculous. Just end it soon. Okay? But back to the main story, the Wonder Girl story. It's alright. It's not terrible, but I still don't see anything really developing with it long term. Okay, here's something I definitely was okay with. Flash number 12. Basically, Golden Glider, continuing from last issue, Golden Glider frees Heatwave from police custody, but she doesn't free Captain Cold. In fact, after she frees Heatwave, she lets the truck that's carrying Captain Cold swerve off the overpass and almost crashes, almost killing Captain Cold, until he's saved by the Pied Piper and the Trickster, who say that now they owe him one. And while this is going on, Flash confronts Dr. Elias, the scientist who's been appearing in this book since issue 1, about why he's turned the city against him. And so Elias says that he did all this, turned the Flash against him, just as a social experiment to see what would happen. That's all. Dude's insane. And when Elias goes to this huge unveiling of Central City's new energy-efficient monorail, Golden Glider sort of weird thing. Golden Glider somehow like is able to stop time and move, or I guess move at super speed, almost as fast as the Flash, because she basically stabs Dr. Elias, and the only person who sees her do it is the Flash. When Flash rushes over to help Elias, suddenly things pick up back to normal, and everyone sees that Flash holding a dying Dr. Elias, and they assume, oh hey, the Flash has killed him. And also, while the monorail goes off, Heat Wave destroys the track, Weather Wizard pushes it into the side of a building, but Mirror Master appears and he makes it into a portal, sucking a train full of hostages into his mirror dimension. So the Rogues are back, and there's also another team of Rogues that consists of Pied Piper and Trickster, I guess. But the Rogues, after they capture their train, try to escape, but then Cold shows up and tries to confront them. So, and it's teasing us for Flash Annual, which comes out next week, which will basically be Rogue War, or another Rogue War, I think. Alright, well, I gotta say, this was definitely the best DC comic I read all week, okay? I like the addition about the new powers of Golden Glider, though, how she can somehow move almost as fast as the Flash, and also most of the Rogues are back. That's great. I love the Rogues. They're great supervillains, and I want to know what Captain Cold has up his sleeve, since basically he tried to save his sister, and in return she tried to kill him. So I want to know what his next move is. This is a great issue that definitely leaves you wanting more, and sort of encourages you to pick up Flash Annual next week. Okay, well, that's it. That's all the comics for this week. Quick recap. Flash number 12. Very, very nice introduction to what's going to happen in Flash Annual. Really encourages you to get it. Teen Titans number 12. Wonder Girl gets her armor off, but then it's absorbed by the bad guy, and not much is revealed after that. Superman. This book still continues to suck. Amazing Spider-Man 692. Great 50th anniversary issue. Cannot wait to read the rest of Alpha. Web of Spider-Man 129.1. Nice little story about Spidey's about an old team from Spidey's past. Can't wait to read the second part. And Invincible 94. Basically, filler story featuring Monster Girl and Robot all trying to kill time until the 100th issue. Okay, that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and have a nice day.